Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. When I was listening to the introduction video, I heard Harry van Doormalen say, you all should go back to your hometown and talk to about 50 people about what it is to be gay or lesbian and what it is to serve the community. Well, Amsterdam is my hometown and you are with more than 50, so I can tick that one off. I don't have to do that anymore, so that's great. When I was invited, they told me, don't come up with all kind of statistics and all kind of slides and whatever, but make it personal. Now, how can you make it more personal than talking about your own coming out story? And so I decided to start with that. So I'll take you to 1975. 1975, I was a student in Ohio, the United States. I was 18 years old and I was deep in the closet. I had a girlfriend, Melissa, and at the end of our term we decided to hitchhike to San Francisco, because in 1975 San Francisco was still the city of flower power and music and love and everything. So it took us a while, a few weeks, but we hitchhiked to San Francisco, and when we ended up there, we stayed in a very sleazy, cheap hotel. And in that hotel there were three young gay guys from Norway. And I liked them very much. And they liked me, as a matter of fact. So they invited me to come with them to somebody they had met in San Francisco. And they said, it's a very interesting leader of the community in the Castro area in San Francisco. Why don't you come along, because we have an appointment with him. But I, that morning, had promised Melissa to go to the zoo. So it was very conflicting, either to the zoo or with these guys, and I really wanted to go with them. So I persuaded Melissa to come to the Castro area. And so together we went there with these three guys, and we ended up in a shop in the Castro area in San Francisco. And this guy there was talking about the rights of gays to be treated equally, and he wanted to serve the community and things like that. And we were sitting in this shop talking to him, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the conversation, and Melissa was sitting next to me, he said, you are gay. And I just died on the spot. I started to blush, and of course I denied it, and all of a sudden I had this interest to go to the zoo. I think 3-4 minutes later we finished our Coca-Cola and we just went to the zoo, and Melissa was asking me all the time, why did he say that? Why did he say that you are gay? And of course I didn't know. Well, to make a long story short, the relationship with Melissa and me didn't last very long. I went back to the Netherlands, started law school, and became a lawyer here in Amsterdam. And then one day there was a documentary on television about Harvey Milk and about the mayor of San Francisco, and they were assassinated a few years before the documentary was shot. So I wanted to see that documentary. So I went home, I sat on the couch, I turned on the TV, and then all of a sudden I saw this picture of Harvey Milk, and I realized that Harvey Milk was the guy who outed me in front of Melissa, saying, you are gay. And I had had so many nightmares, and I was so frustrated because of that. And then all of a sudden I realized it was Harvey Milk. So for me that was a moment, a defining moment actually, because I watched the documentary, I watched his work on LGBT rights in San Francisco, in California, and actually worldwide, you could say. I got so inspired, and while sitting on the couch I thought, LGBT rights, that's something I want to do in my life. It's not for nothing that he came on my path and that really collided when we met, but I think I should work on LGBT rights. It should be something that I need to promote and do advocacy about. So for the rest of my life I always looked for opportunities to talk about equality and tolerance and inclusiveness. And so when I became a lawyer, I had to come out as the first openly gay lawyer in the law firm. Then later on I became a judge. I had to come out in court again, and You know, as a gay man, you always need to come out in different circles, in different situations. And then in 1993, when I was invited to run for the Tweede Kamer, the parliament, I had to tell people again, listen, I'm a gay man, and many of the members of my political party said, don't talk about that, because it might hurt your career, your political career. The Netherlands is not ready yet for an openly gay politician. And then I always said, listen, how can you ask me to represent the people if I cannot even represent myself? And although it's difficult to, in some circumstances, to be open and so that everybody knows about your sexual orientation and might even talk about that all the time while you don't want to, I think it's important to be myself and to trust myself. So that's actually my first lesson I learned, that always you need to have self-confidence and you need to believe in yourself and stay true to yourself. And once you've done that, a lot of people, they just take it for granted. Okay, he's gay, but he has some other qualities as well. And you're not seen as just, you know, a gay man. Oh, he's gay, and what will he be doing in the bedroom, for instance? No, you're gay, but it's just part of your personality. And so I never presented myself as a victim or as belonging to a minority group, having to ask something from the rest. No, I'm equal to the rest, and they should acknowledge that as well.